What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. Today I'm covering my post-rotation Evolving Skies coverage with a brand new deck that I've built featuring many new cards that are coming out in Evolving Skies, including Suicune V and Umbreon vmax. I have a deck profile for this deck today, and then also tabletop gameplay featuring this deck versus Ice Rider Calyrex vmax. So definitely stay tuned for all of that. This is a deck I'm really excited about. Before we hop into all of that, though, shout out to my sponsors, PotownStore.com, the best place for you to get PTCGO codes, and use code CELIO for 5% off, and also PokemonCard.io, where you can find all of my current standard format lists, which I update regularly. The links for both of those are in the description down below. Today's gameplay does come from a recent Twitch live stream, so be sure to follow me over at twitch.tv/Celios Network so you know when I'm going live and you don't miss all of those Pokemon TCG streams. Without further ado, let's check out this Suicune V toolbox deck. So today we're using Pokegear.app to show off the deck list, since this website allows us to drag in Japanese cards and add them to the deck. And I do have translated proxies for the Japanese cards so you can see what they do before we get into the gameplay. So this is a Suicune V Altaria focused deck. There are decks like this being played in Japan focusing on the combination of Suicune V and Altaria, which we'll get into in just a moment. But I wanted to do something a little different, which was an Umbreon vmax line to add in the Gust effect, or the boss's orders effect, that you get out of Umbreon vmax's ability. And I also thought about the 1/1 Victini line to cover matchups like Zacian matchups, where they will one-shot our Suicune sometimes, and our Umbreon vmax doesn't one-shot them, but Victini and Victini vmax can take care of that. Then we have the Zapdos V for the Eternus matchup. So let's take a look at the cards that make up this deck. We've got Suicune V as the main card of the deck, really. Suicune V is a Water-type V Pokemon. It has the ability Swift Runner, which if it is the active Pokemon, you may draw a card once a turn. That's the ability, draw a card once a turn if this Pokemon's active. Pretty simple ability, but it pairs well with Altaria, which we'll get to in just a moment, so keep that in mind. And then Blizzard Rondo is the attack on Suicune V, and for Water Colorless, it does 20 plus 20 more for each benched Pokemon, both yours and your opponent, so it does a maximum of 220. And at 210 HP, if you add a Toughness Cape to this card, then Suicune V has 260 HP, and is notably not being knocked out by Zacian's Brave Blade, not being knocked out by Victini vmax, and also not being knocked out by Ice Rider vmax. So with a Toughness Cape, it survives a lot of important damage from viable Pokemon and popular Pokemon. So Altaria has the ability Luring Search. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a supporter card, put it on top of your deck, and shuffle the rest of your deck. So it's kind of like my Cargo Smooth Over, but less powerful because it must be a supporter card, but it allows us to run an interesting lineup of supporters, because Suicune V can just draw into that card that we put on top with Altaria. We can also use Arnguru's Primate Wisdom to get that card that we put on top with Altaria. So you can even use Crobat's Dark Asset to draw into the card you put on top with Altaria. So you have multiple ways to get that supporter card from the top. So you'll see we do have quite a spread of supporters here, which we'll get to in a moment. So Umbreon vmax's role is twofold. We have Dark Signal, which when you evolve into Umbreon vmax, you get to bring up one of your opponent's Pokemon from the bench into the active spot. So this is great because it allows you to do something like Melanie or Raihan or even Flannery or Marnie in the same turn as you used the Gust effect with Umbreon vmax, which you typically couldn't do because that effect would usually be used by boss's orders, which would be your supporter for the turn. So with Dark Signal here, we are able to Gust and use a non-boss's order supporter all in the same turn. And then Umbreon vmax has the attack Max Darkness, which does 160. And since it is a dark Pokemon, that means we can one-shot Shadow Rider Calyrex vmax with this attack, which is very good. So we can use Aurora Energy plus any other combination of 2 energy to satisfy the energy cost for this attack. So we have a 2/2 line of Umbreon. And then we have Victini V and Victini vmax. Now, this Victini V in particular with Flare Shot can actually knock out Zacian V in just one hit. It can also knock out Eldegoss in just one hit. So using this one over the Sword and Shield Victini V is on purpose for the Flare Shot, doing 120 for Fire and Colorless to knock out Zacian, Zamazenta, or Eldegoss. Then Victini VMAX has the max victory attack. If the defending Pokemon is a V Pokemon, it does 220. So this will knock out most basic Vs without a big charm or toughness cape on them. And it will also knock out fire weak VMAXs like leafeon VMAX, for example. And it can also just be a nice deal 220 beat stick that's weak to something different than Suicune and Umbreon are. We have Ditto V, since we've got a lot of V Pokemon in the deck, and Ditto can switch out for a basic Pokemon V that's in your discard pile, and it goes into your bench in place of Ditto V. And the last attacker we have is Galarian Zapdos, which has the Fighting Instinct ability. This Pokemon's attacks cost 1 colorless less for each of your opponent's Pokemon V in play. So if your opponent has 3 Pokemon V and V Max in play, Thunderous Kick only costs a single fighting energy, or in this case an Aurora energy, and you do 170 and discard special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon before doing damage. So this is mostly here for Eternatus VMAX, but you can also use it again against Crobats because they're weak to fighting. And you can even just use it as a generic attacker if your opponent has 3 V Pokemon in play and you need a 1 energy attacker, or even 2 V Pokemon in play, and you can attach an Aurora and then Melanie to this. Maybe doing 170 and discarding a special energy in combination with Flannery also discarding, maybe if they have 2 special energies attached. So keep your mind open with Galarian Zapdos. It's not only for the Eternatus VMAX matchup. Sometimes it can just be a decent attacker to use. Now going on to the supporters, we have 3 Melanie. Now 4 Melanie would make sense, but we're kind of playing Raihan as essentially a 4th Melanie. So of course Melanie is attach a water energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon V, and then draw 3 cards. We have Boss's Orders, which gusts something up. We have Zinnia's Resolve, discard 2 cards from your hand and then draw 1 card for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play. We play 2 Zinnia's Resolve, and these are not just worse than Research, especially in this deck, because sometimes we will have cards in our hand that we do not want to discard. An Umbreon VMAX that we're saving for a future turn. A Victini that we don't want to put down just yet because we want to wait, maybe to surprise our opponent, or not risk it getting gusted when we need it for later. Capture energy or Aurora energy that we need, that's a specific attachment that we need on the next turn. So Zinnia's Resolve allows you to keep most of your hand, as long as you have more than 2 cards in your hand, and then draw 1 card for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play. Raihan is a supporter I'm quite excited about, coming out in Evolving Skies. You can only play this card if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn, and you choose 1 basic energy from your discard pile and attach it to one of your Pokemon, then search your deck for any 1 card and put it into your hand. So this means you can accelerate a water or fire energy to any of your Pokemon, and then search your deck for any card that you need. So it's quite a versatile card. And we are focusing on Pokemon V here, so typically the opponent will be taking at least 3 knockouts. Most likely it will be something like a Suicune, an Umbreon VMAX, and then another V Pokemon, whether they gust up a Crobat, or they gust up an Eldegoss, or you attack with another Suicune or a Galarian Zapdos or something like that. So throughout a game, you'll typically have 2 optimal times to use Raihan when your opponent's knocking out your first and second Pokemon. So this isn't a card that I would want to play like 4 of in the deck, but I do think it works as kind of essentially, like I said, a 4th Melanie, doing something quite similar, but it can also get this fire energy for Victini VMAX. And instead of drawing 3 cards, you search for any card you need. When in the late game, that could be super important. Maybe you just need the Aurora energy to win the game. Maybe you just need the Tool Jammer to win the game, things like that. So I think Raihan's a really great card. Then we've got Birdkeeper, draw 3 switch. Flannery, discard a special energy and a stadium card in play. Marnie, of course, we know what that does. Research, dump, draw 7. And then from there, we've got Evolution Incense, Quick Ball 2 balloon, 2 cape, and 1 jammer. Cape is very important, and I do want to try to fit a 3rd one in here probably at some point. But with Fashion Mall is actually a really cool card, and I found this out while playing in the gameplay that you'll see after this profile. Once during each player's turn, that player may choose a Pokemon tool card attached to one of their Pokemon in play and return it to their hand. So if you put a Toughness Cape on your active Suicune, and like I said, that means Ice Rider won't be one-shotting it with 250 for Max Lance anymore, because Suicune has 260. So they might just do Ride of the High King to Suicune, deal 160 damage, not discard their energy. This means you can pick up Cape of Toughness, because it's essentially already done its job of making Suicune a 2-hit instead of a 1-hit. You can pick it up with Fashion Mall and just put it on your next Suicune V and essentially reuse it, which I think is pretty neat. It also means you can put down Tool Jammer early in the game, and then like on something like a Guru or an Umbreon vmax, it's not just going to get gusted up and knocked out, and then pick it up later and put it on something when you need it, like Victini vmax if you need it to negate leafeon vmax's tool that stops it from having weakness. That could be really important. So Fashion Mall, originally I just needed a stadium to bump Path to the Peak, really, because I want Path to the Peak out because of Dark Signal and because of Swift Runner and Dark Asset. I have a lot of rule box abilities going on here, so we needed a stadium to bump Path to the Peak, and this one also allows me to run a little bit of a weirder tool lineup, I think. That Tool Jammer I feel like is really good, but I do want a 3rd Cape of Toughness, but with Fashion Mall, it makes me feel like 2 Cape of Toughness sometimes is going to be just fine. And then our energy lineup is a bit weird. We've got 4 Aurora, 6 Water, 1 Fire, and 3 Capture. The 1 Fire has been working out very well because Raihan can either accelerate it from the discard to Victini, or I can just search it out if I want to with Raihan. And Capture Energy is such a good card, and all of our attackers have at least 1 colorless energy in the cost of their main attack. So Capture Energy works out very, very well in this deck. And then 6 Water, of course, for Melanie, and 1 Fire for the Victini vmax. So that is the list, and I'm going to send you guys over into the gameplay in just a moment here, but thank you so much for watching today's video. If you do enjoy this content, any other content on my channel, please consider subscribing for daily Pokemon TCG videos, and leave a like and a comment to help support the video in the YouTube algorithm. Thanks so much for watching, have a great day, and enjoy the gameplay of Suicune V Altaria Umbreon vmax. I drew 4 and I'll draw for my turn.
All right.
I'll use Swift Runner to draw a card. Football for Swablu.
We need one.
Suicune Umbreon Altaria with a 1/1 Victini line.
Oh, I didn't play against it yet.
No, I built it.
Oh! I just heard Umbreon. I mean, I think it's a loss to me, right? I mean, I lose to it.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds complicated.
It is complicated, but that doesn't mean you lose to it. If anything, it probably means you're going to beat it because it's not going to work how it's supposed to. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, we're reading chat. Don't worry.
Football.
I don't think Raihan, like, broken, but Raihan in Rapid Strike Urshifu is pretty great, in my opinion. Like, I can't imagine playing the deck without it.
Attach here, and then, warning.
Yep. Ah, my earlier hand was much better.
Keep calling.
Yep.
Did I have to go right on my bench?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna get 2 of them.
Yep. Draw. I'll use Swift Runner. That helps for next turn, I guess. I'll attach Cape of Toughness. Play down another Suicune. Evolve Altaria. I'll use Luring Search. I search my deck for a supporter and put it on top of my deck.
Please.
Yeah. So I'll search for Melanie and then that goes on top of my deck. Now the bad thing is I had to use Suicune's ability to get the Altaria. It's supposed to be backwards. Like, you know, you put the supporter on top, then you draw it with Suicune, then you use it. But my hand was pretty bad here, so it didn't work out how it was supposed to. And I'll bench a Swablu. And yeah, I'll just have to pass from there.
Okay. Draw.
Yeah, that's how real life play works. You can just look at your opponent's discard pile.
Shady dealings.
A lot of times in real life play, it's courtesy to say, can I look at your discard pile? But it's not really a question of
incense and play it.
It's not really a question of yes or no. It's more of a courtesy of, you know, I'm going to look at your discard pile.
I'm going back in. I'll play level ball.
Yeah, I believe in Japan, if the opponent asks to see your discard pile, you kind of just like you don't have to speak through every move if I'm talking. You can just play.
You just want me to play it?
Yeah, you can just play your game if I'm talking. Like if the opponent asks in Japan right now, I think you pick up your discard pile and fan it out and show them what they're looking for, because tables have like plexiglass between them right now.
Going back in, Vicious Bucket.
I'm just not a big fan of arbitrary questions, so a lot of times I'll just be like, I'm going to look at your discard pile, and then I'll pick it up and look. Because, like, saying, oh, can I look at your discard pile? What are they going to say? No, I'm still going to pick it up and look at it. So, like, I'm just not just in Pokemon, just in life, I'm not a fan of arbitrary questions.
Suicune.
So this is 260.
I saw that.
Yep.
Melanie.
Yeah, Japan's taking precautions. They released like precautions for stores doing pre-releases as well. Like each table's supposed to be, each game is supposed to be
Attach turn.
That was a Melanie, correct?
A Melanie.
Okay, yeah.
Got turn. I'm gonna retreat.
Hey, Pokezod, what's cracking? We're just starting out with the first game today. If you want to see the decks, exclamation EVS decks, the commands are on the screen, top left.
And I'm going to do Ride of the High King.
Right, for 160. Oh, no.
No, for 100.
100. I don't have a full bench.
Yeah.
Suicune's also about the bench, and I'm getting all confused. It does 100. Got it. So I had set my top deck last turn with Altaria, so I know what I'm getting already. And I could just set it again to draw a card with Melanie that I need, since Swift Runner's currently turned off. That could be good, but I can always just set it as my top deck for next turn. Okay, so I'll play Melanie. And draw 3. And that toughness cape doesn't really matter anymore. So I'll play down Fashion Mall.
What does that do?
So once a turn, you can pick up one of your Pokemon tools.
Okay.
So I'm going to use that to pick this up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want it on a different Suicune now. And I'll put it here. And Quick Ball away Flannery. For an Umbreon V. And then I'll attach Return Capture Energy. For Arnduru.
Look at Victini.
I'm not gonna put down Victini against you.
Forgot I'm not playing on the ladder.
Why Fashion Mall? It allows me to move my capes of toughness and also put down a tool jammer in a pinch, move around my air balloons. I felt it was pretty efficient to play the spread of tools that I want to play in this deck while also not taking up extra deck space to play extra. So like right there where that cape of toughness basically would have been wasted because they're two-shotting me anyway, I get to pick it up and put it on a healthy Pokemon now. And I needed a stadium bump for Path to the Peak. The only other good one I think would have been Sir Chester Bath, but that also is going to help out my opponent's Zacians and Suicunes and stuff like that. And Cape of Toughness plus Sir Chester Bath didn't do any good math that I thought of if Ice Riders are not playing the Chilling Rain in Teleon. If they're only playing the Sword and Shield in Teleon, then I think I'm just fine. So I stuck with that for now. I haven't luring searched yet, so I'm going to do that for a Melanie. I did that out of order. I should have Swift Runnered and then did that, because in case of Marnie, I want to just leave this Melanie on top of my deck. So I'm actually just not going to Swift Runner this turn, I guess, because of that order error. And then I'm going to do Blizzard Rondo for 220. Hey Pat, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys are having a good time in the studio. Good luck with everything.
Marnie.
Yeah, Pokezod, this is definitely one of those decks that are going to look like a mess, but as you can see, it's functioning as planned.
Evolution Insect. I'll get in Teleon and I'll play Shady Feelings. Gracious Bucket and a Level Ball.
Yep. Yeah, I think Fashion Mall's a very cool stadium, though.
Maximums.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to do max.
No.
No, I don't.
Nope. You just do Ride.
Doesn't matter, you're not gonna be out.
Well, you could just do Ride. It's
Ride.
not like I have attacks to do more damage for your energy. Okay, I'll bring this up. I have a lot of options here. I think it's actually better for me to use Raihan this turn as opposed to Melanie. So I'll use Raihan.
What does Raihan do again?
So if something was knocked out last turn, I can attach a basic energy to one of my Pokemon from the discard, and then search my deck for any one card.
Okay.
Now I don't have to reveal what card I'm getting, but I'm going to get Aurora Energy, because I want to get that attached to Umbreon. Yeah, all stadiums are for both sides. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Pokezod, it seems like there would be something better, but in post-rotation, it's just naturally going to be a smaller card pool, and there's not always going to be perfect cards to fit into decks, so you kind of have to settle for what you're given in post-rotation formats. And then I'll attach Return to here. And I'll use Luring Search. I'll just go to Melanie. And then Blizzard Rondo for 200.
Well,
Thanks for the follow, Cup of James. Yo, what's up, Josh?
Page's bucket.
Yeah, can you speak up just a little
You
bit?
just told me not to announce everything.
No,
when
if
we're
I'm
talking.
like if I'm on a rant.
Capacious bucket. I'm going back in.
Yeah, you don't have to say everything. I mean,
Right.
just if you're going to talk, just speak up a tiny bit so we make sure the mic catches it.
Shady dealings.
Mm-hmm. Yep, fan of waves. Were you supposed to get Melanie?
No, I have no.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know if I want to boss up Umbreon. I don't
You
even.
can't because you have to Melanie.
I don't
you?
have to know any.
Oh, you had that energy already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I think that's the best move.
Well, you get a prize from it. You get 2 prizes from it, but then you'll still have to deal with Suicune eventually, right? You could always try dealing with Suicune V, and if you knock out Umbreon, that means I don't have a Gust effect.
That's what I was. That's what my plan was.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
I'm gonna level ball before I do anything else,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll get Drizzle, and I'll play Shady Dealings.
No, this is my mom that's playing with me, Little Tone. Duraludon video yesterday. Do you plan on testing a single strike build? Probably not in proxy form, just because we already have like over a dozen decks proxied for this format. But I mean,
Evolution, Incense, and Air Balloon, and then I will max Lance.
okay. I mean, I'll probably get to it on TCGO when the set comes out, but I don't think I'll test it in tabletop form. Okay. So you can't Gust and Melanie next turn. Let's play down Fashion Mall. And don't have what I want in my hand. I'll Swift Runner to draw a card. Not what I wanted. Cards in your hand?
$11.
11. Well, Marnie.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a Magcargo from Celestial Storm, and that same Magcargo was a reprint of a Magcargo from back in the EX days that I want to say was from EX Dragons, but that would have been Magcargo EX that was from EX Dragons. Primate Wisdom. Luring Search. Get Boss and put it on top of the deck. Yeah, so there was a Magcargo from 2004 that would smooth over, and then that same Magcargo was reprinted in 2018. Attach Balloon and Blizzard Rondo for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 160.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So Magcargo searched your deck for any card and put it on top. This searches your deck for any supporter and puts it on top.
Yeah.
So it's just an objectively worse Magcargo. But it's level ballable, and the designers probably thought that a direct Magcargo reprint of Smooth Over would be too strong right now on a stage 1 because of how much that might swing the game. I don't know. I mean, it's fine to have this in the game if we don't also have a Smooth Over.
Clear that for 4.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the tool? Yeah, I got you. Yeah, you really can't see what the tool is. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Hey, Psyduck, what's up? What's been your favorite deck in post-rotation? We'll both talk about that in a moment when this game's over. I do think I secured the game here, though.
I don't think there's any way.
Because I have Boss on the top of my deck.
Oh,
Remember?
right.
I Altaria it there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I misplay it all?
I don't know. Chat, do you have any comments on the gameplay? I was interacting with chat a lot and explaining the cards and stuff like that, so... But I don't think you did. Did you think you misplayed?
No, I don't think I misplayed.
I think my deck might have just functioned the way it's supposed to.
It's because you're knocking. I'm knocking 2 prizes,
Right.
and you're knocking.
And if I have the toughness cape, I survive the hit.
That's how many toughness capes do you play?
2.
And that stadium allowed you to pick it up, which I think was kind of cool.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think like the best decks are that we've tried so far?
My favorite is Leafeon.
Right.
I
Well,
just
do you think
love
it's
it.
the best, or do you like it?
I don't think it's the best. I think this is a really good deck.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about what you're playing, because that wouldn't be a deck that I would like. And I like Rayquaza.
Do you think it's the best?
No.
No, but you like
Shadow Rider.
Yeah, Shadow
Definitely
Rider.
Shadow Rider. I if I had to go with the best, I would say this or Shadow Rider.
Yeah, I would say the 2 Riders and Rapid Strike Urshifu with Inteleon.
But Leafeon is really fun to play.
Leafeon's good and consistent. It's like super solid and smooth. I just don't think it's has the potential to be the very best.
That was a Pokemon thing you just said.
What do you mean?
To be
The
the
very
very
best?
best.
Oh, okay, yeah. What do you think, chat? So between my mom and I, we are saying the two riders and Rapid Strike Urshifu. Yeah, this deck worked very well game 1. Let's see if it can hold up in game 2.
Go first.
We also have English proxies at the proxies command.
No basic.
If you need it. Okay. Mortana, I'm playing Fashion Mall as a Path to the Peak bump and to be able to play a lower count of the tools I want to play, but still have a little bit of a different kind of access to them.
Okay.
I had
one mulligan. I'm going first.
Yep.
Draw. Level ball.
I think everything has its own kind of check in the format, though.
Use his ability.
Yeah. So Rapid Strike Urshifu can just try to get a 6-prize turn against Shadow, or it can play a Galarian Moltres build. But I've been able to beat it sometimes with just the regular build, so we'll show that today.
Yes.
Football. The merit of having Suicune in the Ice Rider deck to have a 2-prize attacker. What exactly is my deck? So my deck is a Suicune Altaria base using Umbreon as Gust Effect plus a Dark type attacker, and then a 1/1 Victini as an answer to Fire Weak decks and just anything we want to deal to 22 that maybe our other Pokemon are weak to. It's a Suicune Altaria toolbox, kind of. It's a little complicated, but I think it's very good. And then Old Melanie. And I'll play Swablu. Play down 2 Umbreons. And I'll attach for turn, discard Galarian Zapdos. And I'll do Blizzard Rondo for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Draw. Evolution and stuff. One back in. Shady Dealings.
Yep. Just a tip. When you're playing something like Suicune, try to think of it as something like Zoroark before you go in to search for Shady Dealings.
Oh,
you might want to draw a card and
right.
see if you get what you
So
need.
I'll do that first.
Yeah. And I'm giving you this tip when I think I forgot to use this ability at all last turn. I don't think I used it.
Shady Dealings. That and go back in.
This really kind of feels like playing a Zoroark deck, so I like it.
Patience Bucket.
When I play Poke Kid, At the moment, no. I'd rather just play Raihan, and if something got knocked out, I can search for the Pokemon anyway. Not having a way to remove weakness. I would prefer having a way to remove weakness. I love having ways to deck build as a strategy, you know, but, it is what it is. I don't think it's destroying the game currently.
That was a misplay. Can I move to
Absolutely.
Because I thought I was going to do something else going on.
Yeah.
Put it back 2.
Like, the thing is, weakness is part of the Pokemon, you know, world. But it sucks when weakness is ×2 on 3 prize Pokemon. Or just being ×2 on everything as a blanket effect is, what I don't like.
Waves.
Yep.
And, Blizzard on down.
Okay.
46 to 8. 140.
Yep. We also added a Fan of Waves to that deck. I have not updated the Ice Rider deck in the Google Drive, but I will get to that. Evolve Altaria. Luring Search. Definitely messes me up a little bit that you Fan awayed me.
Wasn't sure if that was the right move or
Yeah,
not.
I think it was good. I'll get Marnie and put it to the top. I'll attach Aurora. And, I'll have to shuffle the rest of my deck after I put Marnie to the top. Yeah, I think running like a 1/1 Octo line and an Urshifu deck is good because you don't need it every game. That's what you have to ask yourself with those kind of things. Do you need it every game? I'll Swift Runner to draw the card, and then I'll play Marnie.
Really messed me up.
Well, the Fan of Waves messed me up, so now we're even.
Yeah, but like, that really messed me up.
And I'll Blizzard Rondo to knock out.
I only play one card back.
Yeah. Marnie was that bad.
It was that. I had everything in my hand. It was that bad.
Weakness and resistance both being 50. I do think that weakness has to be higher for Rollbox Pokemon. So I don't know. That would be something like a design team would have to test a lot. Crobat's fine to give me, right? Because if you plan on Crobat getting knocked out, then I would still have to go through a VMAX Pokemon to win.
Go ahead, pass.
Alright, so that Marnie does the trick there. Doing what Marnie do. it do? I'll attach Aurora to Umbreon. And then Melanie. I'll play down Ditto V. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. So I'll bench Victini V. Yeah, Frank, whether I have faith in the design team or not is a completely other... That's a different story. I'm just saying what they would theoretically need to do. I need the luring search. Did I Swift Runner this turn?
Yeah, I thought you did to get that Aurora energy or to get Marnie.
No. I didn't.
Oh, that was the last turn. Yeah.
So I attached Aurora to
That's
this
right.
card.
Yeah,
and
that was last turn.
I don't think I Swift Runnered.
Just do it.
But I definitely should have. You know, I'm not going to because I'm not sure if I did or not.
It's okay.
And then, luring search. I'll put Melanie on top of my deck. Do you think a Suicune Altaria deck with Leonia Dream Ball could work? I've seen those from Japan already, but those are pre-rotation from Japan, and that means they have Lieutenant Surge strategy, so doing, like, utility supporters is much more feasible when you have Surge's strategy. It seems cute more than good. At the very least, it seems like something that would be fun to make content around when you actually get it to function how it's supposed to. And I'll Blizzard Rondo for the knockout, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the base 20, so that's 180.
Shady dealings.
Hey, Eminem, what's up? What's up?
Can you tell me what Ditto does?
Yeah, so once a turn, I can switch it with a basic V for my discard
Is
piles.
he a rule box?
It is a rule box Pokemon. All Vs are.
I'm Melanie. And I will ride.
Okay. So I don't have anything that could one-shot the Ice Rider that you benched.
I'm just preparing to.
No, wait, I do. There's a chance. Can I do it?
So I shouldn't have put him down.
Right.
I was putting him down as something that I could if he gets damaged.
Can I do it? Well, Altaria has free retreat, so I'm always sending that up.
Yeah, that stinks to be a
Wait, am I always sending that up? Yes. Okay. Draw. So the way I could win is if I accelerate an energy to Victini, attach, evolve, gust, and knockout. but I don't have all that in my hand. It's kind of crazy that I don't.
You have to knock that out, though.
Yeah, because I have Raihan in my hand, but I have no evolution incenses. Okay, what if we essentially draw a card here with Primate Wisdom? See if that gives us what we need, and it does not give us anything. But I don't think I need to rush into trying to win this turn. So I'll use V Transformation. That'll become Suicune. Raihan to accelerate that energy from discard to Suicune and search my deck for any card. Just for the purpose of the content, I'm getting Cape of Toughness, but you don't have to show your opponent what you're getting with that. And I'll attach that. And then I will attach for turn. And I'll Luring Search to put Research on top of the deck. Wait, no, there's no reason to do that. I just put a simple boss on top of the deck. I think it'll be just like last game. Retreat.
Yeah, because I have no way to disrupt that.
I forgot the Swift Runner again. Chat, this deck is pretty high maintenance if I do say so myself. But yeah, I'll Blizzard Rondo for 180. And then, yeah, I just have...
You have boss.
I have boss on top of my deck.
So if I retreat, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Okay. Good game.